Hello, it's Jody Shirami from Astro Podcast, and I'm here at Park City at Sundance Film Festival. Today is the first day of my shift starting, the Midnight Crew. So it's been a very nice, relaxing time. And the universe is really moving around quickly today. And as you know, we've been talking about it for many days, is that tomorrow the sun conjuncts Pluto at 29 degrees and 58 seconds of Capricorn. And it will be back here again in September and October for one final visit. But tomorrow, when it shifts in, the sun shifts into Aquarius. It shifts in there with Pluto. They merge tonight, and we're going to feel it very strongly. And then tomorrow, the sun moves into Aquarius in the morning, and by evening, Pluto moves into Aquarius. And today the moon met up with Uranus, and you might have felt a little spacey like I did, because the moon is our thoughts and the way we feel and act, and running into Uranus means that certain things can happen that you're not expecting. And so that happened today. I was walking in the snow and I accidentally fell into the snow on the road. So that was my Uranus moment today. And as the Sun and Pluto move into Aquarius, Uranus will be very prominent again, as the Sun will also have a little meet up with Uranus later on in the week. And Mars is now in Capricorn, and Mars also will be meeting up with Uranus. And Uranus is the traditional ruler of Aquarius, and it's in Taurus, and it's been in there for a little bit, and it's really been shaking things up in terms of values, materialism, what is we love, unexpected things happening to us, our homes. As you can see, there's been a lot of things happening to people's homes over these past couple of days. There was an earthquake in Alaska today. And we know again that has to do with the moon meeting up with Uranus. Uranus and Taurus is the earth. And the moon meeting up with Uranus today caused I believe, a five magnitude earthquake in Alaska today. So when we're talking about the planets and the cosmic messages happening now, it's not a joke. You don't have to believe in it, but if you don't, that's fine. But understand that it doesn't really matter if you do or not, because the universe existed before we were here. So it's always going to keep existing and moving planets around and affecting the water and all those good things. And as we head into next week, today the moon was in Taurus meeting up Uranus. As we head into next week, the moon's going to move into Gemini, and Gemini is very compatible with Aquarius. And again, there can be some communication coming out that's very shocking because of Uranus ruling over Aquarius. So there's many possibilities happening next week. And again, like I said last week, you have to really be grounded and be into your moment of clarity and your center and what it is that you believe in and what it is that you work for in your life and what you find meaningful in your life. It has to really be apparent for you as these things occur. I feel that tomorrow, with Pluto moving into Aquarius and Uranus being activated by personal planets moving around, and Uranus is a generational shift with Pluto also moving into where Uranus rules Aquarius, that generational shift is going to be quick, like a roller coaster, and you're there. Because Pluto's been in Capricorn for so long, it's ready to move out now. And really, with Venus and Mars interacting with Uranus, everything gets shaken up. Our inner security, what it is that we believe is going to happen. And Sundance Film Festival, my fourth year here as a volunteer, occurs during this time when Capricorn shifts into Aquarius, because Capricorn represents that dedicated hard work and consistency in climbing that mountain. And Park City is at the top of the Wasatch mountain range. And so it represents all those things we want as humans to do. And Aquarius, when you shift into Aquarius tomorrow, and all the movies start coming out. All the movies are different. They're not the traditional movies you're used to seeing in the theaters. And that's what Sundance represents, is that the opportunity for a group of people to be represented that aren't usually represented in the movies. And that's what's happening here. And today I went to a CAM meeting, which is a Center for Asian American Media, their ADOC section, Asian documentary section. I had a meetup today, and I ran into Bao Nguyen, and I recognized him, but I didn't know what he had made. He made the movie Be Water, which is about the documentary about Bruce Lee. And it's the only movie at Sundance I've ever gotten up at 8 in the morning after going to bed at 3 or 4 from my shift before, where I got up and went and stood in line to see Be Water here. I didn't want to wait for it. And then when it came out on HBO, I watched it again. So that's what movies mean to me. They send the message of unity, of love, and how to heal yourself. And Kristen Stewart receiving an award last night, talking about how she's come here 20 years already. And the first time she came here, she got a pair of Ugg boots, and she felt like she was with the cool kids. And I think Kristen Stewart's one of the best young actresses around, super intelligent. And it's not a mistake that she received the Vanguard. No, it's not a mistake she received an award last night alongside Jodie Foster also receiving an award, because Jodie Foster's been acting since she was a young child. Very intelligent, and now she's got a new show going on. So for me, astrology and cosmic messages in the universe and all the planets all represent the arts, and the arts is the culmination of being recognized for working hard at something that most people do not believe in, these stories that you want to tell, because a lot of them are indigenous stories. They're racial movies that really knock on your sensibility of what is right and wrong. And we can see with the earth right now, the way things are going here, and the humans, that we really need more people to believe that you can depend on the cosmic energy that you're born with to guide you to your true calling. And as I grew older, I knew what I always loved as a child was movies, and I wanted to make movies. I wanted to tell stories so people understand about my culture, the Thai culture, especially the northeastern Isan culture, whose food is basically a blend of Laotian and Thai food together. And it really is so inspiring to be here, meeting up with other Asian filmmakers today, and seeing that, we're not just making Asian movies, we're making all kinds of movies now about every topic, not just about us, our own selves. Because once you get in there and people start to see you're telling a story that resonates with everybody, that means you can tell a story about anybody, because we're all the same. We all have the same goals. We want to be happy. We want a good life. So really start thinking about what you want to do in terms of yourself with the sun and Pluto shifting into Aquarius. And Pluto is now going to be here most of the year. Like I said earlier, it's going to be in there, out of there in the fall for a few months, just to retrace its steps again at 29 degrees of Capricorn in 59 seconds. So to all the Capricorns out there that have been going through all these changes, especially my son back there who's cooking, Augie, it's been rough. And for the children, like when he started, he was only 8. Now he's 24. It's a kind of a cosmic gift that it's occurring during your youth, because in your youth you're changing, you're learning, and so it's not so difficult to adjust to it. But the adjustment sometimes can be shocking and really difficult. And as a child, it can really traumatize you. So there's a lot of things going on with Pluto that you must understand. It's for your growth. It's for you to be uncomfortable, for you to get out of your comfort zone and go for what it is you want and connect to your inner child. Because Capricorn, whatever they are very loving and kind, and they have a lot of emotions inside that they don't easily share because they're so sensitive. So that's something a lot of people don't know about Capricorns. They're actually very sensitive. Now, Aquarius, as we move into Aquarius, Aquarius is a sign that represents all of humanity, all groups, all people, medicine, technology, anything you can think of that's innovative. And it's a quick moving sign because it is an air sign. It is a fixed air sign. What does a fixed air sign mean? It means that they are fixed in their belief, in their systems of who they are. Like a Leo is fixed, a Taurus is fixed, and a Scorpio. Every sign is a fixed sign. And that sign of Aquarius is a fixed sign, and it represents how we need to all get along and learn. And Uranus, being the shock jock, will test you and see if this is what you really want or not. So for the next 20 years, Uranus is going to stay in Taurus for a little while, then it's going to move into Gemini. And when Uranus moves into Gemini, like the moon is getting ready to move in Gemini, we'll start to really see this air sign take flight, the speed of what's going to happen. And air is all about communication, because the only way we can communicate is through air. So a fixed air sign, they are very fixed on teaching you and helping you. And Gemini is a mutable air sign. So when Uranus goes into a mutable air sign, it's going to be lit up in terms of surprising things that will be happening with communication. Because Gemini also is the twins, and it's also about communication. So we're really going to see a lot of information coming out that we didn't know. And maybe there's been a lot of criminals around that we didn't know about. Things are going to be unearthed. It's going to be exposed, because that's what Pluto does. Pluto rules Scorpio. And Scorpio is a fixed water sign. And it's ruled with Mars and Pluto. So think about that. Pluto is super powerful. So you don't need to be afraid of Pluto, but you need to respect Pluto. If Pluto has earned our respect. If nothing else today, the earthquake in Alaska lets you understand the moon, who rules over water, Taurus, who rules over the earth, the moon and Taurus meeting up shook up an earthquake today. So I'll be here next week again in this beautiful condo from Sundance. And I will talk some more about what's going on. And I'm going to try to drop a couple more videos this week, because there's so many things happening that if I sat here and talk about it for 30 minutes like I usually do, it might get lost in translation, considering that the time of this happening is too powerful, too special to not talk about it almost every day next week. So I won't talk about every day next week, but I will be back and let you understand that you have to really respect Pluto and understand that, unlike Saturn who wants you to grow and be mature, Pluto doesn't care about that. Pluto is going to react and change things that exist that should not exist. It will wipe it out, because Pluto is that powerful planet that's really far out. And when it moves at all, it really causes a powerful punch. Because it moves so slowly, it would take maybe almost a month to move half a degree. So when it moves from a sign to a sign, it's such a huge, huge shift that as humans, we really don't even understand it. It might be like us going to the moon, being able to break that barrier on the moon. That's what Pluto can do. So I will come back and talk more about a couple things with you this week as they occur. So I can keep the videos a little bit shorter, because I'm not in my studio for the next 2 weeks. Okay. So I appreciate you being patient with me, and excuse any mistakes I might have made, because I have to go to work in a little bit, so I'm getting focused on that and cooking some dinner. And I will talk to you again soon coming up. Okay, so please take it easy, try to relax, try to really focus on your goals. This is the time to really make plans, and make plans for 20 years is not like an easy thing to do, right? But this is your chance to really focus on that and think, see if you can do that or not. And I know when I first had kids that I thought, wow, we live a long time, so I'm going to have a kid for a long time with me. And that's when you start thinking 20 years down the line. You say, well, he's 2 years old. 20 years, he'll be 22. I remember thinking when Augie would get out of college, because he was born 20, 1999, and now he's 24, and it's 24 years. So that's what 24 years looks like, is a child growing up, you growing up. By the time 20 years comes around for me, when Pluto leaves Aquarius and goes into Pisces, my moon sign, I will be a retired person. I'll be 70 years old, 70 plus years old. So when I think about that, I think about what do I need to do for the next 20 years so that, when I'm older, I need to be taken care of, or what's going to happen. So trying to get myself in shape and do all those good things so I can last the next 20 years. So thank you for being here. I appreciate you so much, and I will talk to you again very soon, okay? Please like, subscribe, and comment. Please make a comment anytime you want. I'd love to hear from you, okay? Thank you, and I will talk to you soon.